What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, guys, check it out. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk live daily and full of fact. My man Intangible out there. What's up, Intangible? Appreciate you coming through, fam. Ness Mendoza, and Ness Mendoza. My man Ness. What's up with you? Appreciate that, Ness. Always appreciate it, my brother. So, guys, Canelo Alvarez under fire. Now, he's not under fire by me, but he's under fire by a lot of people. I'm seeing articles, reports, posts, comments, about Canelo Alvarez and not defending his titles, or at least the myth that he's a champion that doesn't want to defend titles. I start to hear people say that. So I said to myself, let's do a show and talk about it. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. And let's take a look at Canelo Alvarez and what he's done over his career, what he's been doing recently, because I believe that the complaint is more about what he's doing currently, not as much as what he's done over the course of his career. Because you know how the old saying goes, it's what have you done for me lately? And that's just how people look at it. So they're looking at Canelo Alvarez in the sense of, what are you doing now? And, again, he's catching a lot of heat because of, I would say, bouncing from this division to that division, collecting belts. And, there's a lot of sports fans that want to see guys defend titles. So some sports fans and columnists out there, and they're saying they want to see Canelo Alvarez defend a title and stop jumping around, bouncing around, collecting titles. And then you actually have people saying that he's bouncing around, strategically collecting titles from weaker guys. So there's going to be all of these rumors, and there's going to be all of these things said by the detractors and the Canelo haters. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, that's going to happen. Toby Bartlett in the building. What's good with you, Toby? Johnny Boy. What's up, Johnny Boy? Check my Discord. All right. Let me check that right now. But the link is in the chat, Johnny Boy, if you'd like to come up. I know you always have a few choice words or a few things to say about Canelo. Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in, Johnny Boy. Appreciate you, bro. All right, that's what's up. Okay, so Toby Bartlett in the building. We got Junior Moreno. What's up, Junior? Been a while. How you been, my brother? And Alistair 49 just stepped up here on the panel. So appreciate you coming through, Alistair. How you doing today, bro? You there, Alistair? Well, anyway, guys, while Alistair's getting his mic together or whatever. So back to the topic. Canelo Alvarez has been under fire. So I want to get a couple of more people on the panel for this discussion. This is not like one of the top fives or something that, the things we were doing in the first two shows. Each show is going to be different. And actually, sometimes some of these shows we might talk a little about MMA, which I think would please Alistair as well. But anyway, today, Guido, what's up with you, Guido? Appreciate you coming through. Junior said, I've been here, just haven't been commenting much. I smoke, listen, I can catch up with. Yep, Red Dead, barely get this game. Hey, I feel you. I appreciate you coming through, bro. Definitely appreciate you coming through, Junior. Toby says, I'm being very British. I'm eating crumpets and drinking tea. Well, I'm eating too. This may not be crumpets. I am eating. But anyhow, yeah, so Alistair, are you there? I don't know, guys. I think Alistair's mic is. So anyway, what I'm going to do today, guys, is I'm going to break down and we're going to start talking about, at least when I get people on the panel, I'll talk about some stuff concerning Canelo's career and speak on some stuff that may debunk or counteract or contradict what some people are saying today when you look at his total career. But I will say I think that they're focusing more on, say, like the past 5 years, 5 to 6 years, you know, from the Lara fight, you know, maybe from there forth. I think that Canelo's getting a lot of judgment based on what's been happening and what's been going on since then. I don't think it's necessarily his whole career. If it's his whole career, then that's actually not even fair to say that he's not doing as much. Or mic check. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have you on mute, buddy. Yeah. You on mute if you were trying to say something. I'm not sure, but I don't have you on mute, bro. So when you look back prior to that, like when Canelo was down at 154, and you know, I'm pretty sure they can't be talking about or paying attention to Canelo when he was at 154 because he had defenses. You know, he had defenses and he had plenty of them. So when you look at him, he fought Hatton for the belt, the super welterweight belt, and that was back in 2011, 2012, 2010, 2011, when he fought Hatton for the vacant belt, and then he defended that title. He defended against Gomez, I think Kermit Centrons, Shane Mosley, Josecito Lopez. He fought all of those fights, so I'm pretty sure they can't be talking about when he was at lower weights. Junior Reynolds said, yeah, that's what's up, Junior. I gotta finish eating, but I feel that, dog. So they would have to be talking about Canelo concerning him after 2015 is what I'm assuming. You know, like I said, when he was at 154, and then, you know, I think he fought Kirkland. He fought Lara, he fought Kirkland, and then he fought Miguel Cotto. And the series of those 3 fights is when people started complaining. That's what I think. Like, this is when, because, you know, you had the catch weights involved, and Amir Khan came. Let me see. Dio Obanuli said Hatton wasn't even the best welterweight in the UK before fighting Canelo at 154. Canelo a fraud. Yeah, I know, but at that time, Canelo was younger too. Dio Bernoulli. You got to think about that too now. Because he's still young now, bro. Not like he's old. He's still young now. He's just hitting his prime. Junior Moreno D, in my opinion, they're trying to discredit everything about complaining about his defenses, then rather than have some 10 defenses versus nobody's. Yeah, right. I know. Like Wilder gets all the credit for that, but they are trying to discredit Canelo to a certain level. But back to Dio Bernoulli's comment, you know, Hatton wasn't the best welterweight. Yeah, he wasn't. But Dio Bernoulli, how many times do we see this? Like, we see guys fight for vacant titles, and they don't necessarily fight the best guy for that vacant title. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we see this all the time. This just didn't happen with Canelo. And I agree with you, I agree with you, Dio Bernoulli. I agree. It wasn't the best fight. Yeah, that's a fact. But how many times again do we see these fighters fight for vacant titles? If someone had their pants pulled up and was defending and battling for these titles, it wouldn't be a good guy facing a guy that, you know, is less of an opponent for the title. It would be two good guys in there bashing it out for the title, or if these sanctioning bodies weren't so damn crooked, you know, that would be the case as well. Kevin in the building, they love to hate the best. That's what it is. They do. They do love to hate the best. But when he fought Hatton in 2010 or 11, one of them guys, don't quote me on that. If Unrivaled was up here, he'll be able to tell me exactly what year, the date, the fucking arena they fought in. Mark's a goddamn wizard. But it was 2010 or 11, guys. He fought Hatton for the vacant belt. I do remember that. I actually remember the fight. It was a vacant belt. So anyway, you know, I get you though, Bernoulli. Don't get me wrong. They calling the term Canelo weight for this dude. Yeah. Yeah, but I think people put too much into that catch weight situation too. Like, especially when you talk about guys going up. You know, when you talk about the lower weight guys, okay, I get the complaint, you know what I mean? But when you talk about guys going up, that's a different story. Guido said they're going to hate on Canelo Alvarez regardless of what he do. That's a fact. That's a fact. They will.
What up, broski?
Hey, boy.
What's good with it, bro? How you doing?
What's good with you, my man? Just having this Canelo discussion real quick. I haven't really started the main discussion. I was waiting for a couple of people to jump on the panel, so I was just going over some things, but I'll fill you in. Dio Bernoulli, I'm sorry. Kevin says Canelo was 20 beating these guys up. Yeah, he was younger, but the guys he was beating up were not, like in his younger years, the guys he was beating up were not really like noticed or named guys or high-level opponents. But he was experienced, though.
Nah, the guys he was fighting at 21, 22, 23, he beat the shit out of a real old Shane Mosley. I mean, you know, he beat who else? He beat who did he beat? Kermit Cintron. Yeah, he beat
he beat Cintron. That's what I say. Like, these guys, you know, they talk about these guys, you know, back when Canelo's that age. You know, again, he started at 15, guys, so I get it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? But Shane Mosley, I think Alfonso Gomez, Lopez, Austin Trout, he beat those kind of guys up. So,
well, and as far as the Austin Trout win go, I gave him that win. I thought he edged it out with the knockdown. I think I had it 7-5. I got to go back. It's been a long time, but
right.
I mean, Trout was a good fighter. I mean, but again, he had his 15 seconds of fame when he beat up an old Cotto, and that was about it for Trout, bro. So I mean, yeah, you know. Then he had then like you say, Gomez and Cintron and these guys, and you know, and then he had the Floyd fight, and then after that is when he started to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I was just going over that early stuff until I got a couple of people on the panel. Like you came on the panel because what I was saying, and the reason I was even talking about that earlier stuff was because I think a lot of the complaints and a lot of the hate that is, and I won't even necessarily call it hate because some of it is somewhat valid complaints, and we're going to talk about that today. But some of the complaints stem from 2015 after Laura, like what he's done since then. I think that's where a lot of because he's bouncing around, he's not stable nowhere, he's picking off belts from here and here, he's not defending titles, and I think that's where a lot of the complaints are coming from. But it starts like after, in my opinion, after the Islandi Lara. We don't really have to worry about what he did pre-Floyd Mayweather because he got beat by Floyd, so that probably ends that point of his career there. You know, is what he did is always measured what he did after Floyd anyway. So I think that would start around the Lara time, you know, Lara and Kirkland and Cotto and such.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, but Kevin said I'm a Canelo hater in the chat. Listen, bro. I don't hate Canelo. I have him second on my pound for pound list, bro. I just talk some shit because it gets you dudes in your feelings, bro.
Yeah.
I don't hate Canelo. I don't even hate Spence. Like I said, the only guys I really hate, like legitimately hate, is Floyd, Broner, Tank, Amir Khan, Chavez Jr., and Mikey and Danny. That's about it, bro. The rest of these dudes, I just be talking shit because you dudes be getting all up in your feelings about it, man.
Yeah. All right, it looked like you got your mic fixed.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was getting my mic fixed up, but yeah.
All right, that's cool. So guys, so with that being said, we got two in. I'll drop the link in the chat. I always limit this to 4, so there's room for one more on this show. So anyway, Kevin says sure. No, Johnny Boy don't hate Canelo. All right. So anyway, we're gonna start basically, I would say, from the Lara time. And the reason Canelo's under fire and why he's catching so much heat is because of the defenses. This is what I've been hearing. You know, like people are tired of seeing him bounce around from weight class to weight class, collecting belts, but he's not defending any of them. Basically, that's what the narrative is. Okay? And the only defense he had, you know, in this time frame that we're talking about is versus GGG. He did well, actually, that wasn't even a defense because it was a draw the first fight, and he won the belt the second fight, correct?
Yeah.
So against Daniel Jacobs, then.
Well, let me say this real quick, D. Well, first of all, Canelo didn't really start jumping around in weight until after the second Golovkin fight. So what, two years ago, right?
Right.
After that, you know, before that, he was just strictly 54 and 160 pounds. So.
Well, he had a catch weight with Caesar.
He had that's a one-off, but I'm saying for the most part, he was 54 and 60 prior to that second Golovkin fight. So,
well, here's the problem with that, Johnny. And again, this is not me.
Yeah.
These are the arguments that I'm hearing. So I get what you're saying, but he had the catch weight with Caesar. He had the catch weight with Cotto. He had the funny business with Khan. You know what I mean? So I mean, like if he just had all these fights, okay, and it's 154. That's it, just 154. Then I don't think people will say anything. But with these catch weights going on, and then even before he transitions to 160, it's a catch weight with Chavez. You know what I mean?
Well, and on top of that, you know, Floyd did it, Pacquiao did it. Much as I love him, he did it too. You know, that's just fucking part of the pedigree when you a superstar like that, dog. I mean, I don't like that kind of shit, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, fuck it.
What up, Angel? Yeah.
Hey, D,
Yeah, go ahead, Donnie.
no, I was just gonna say, D, do me a favor, just wrench me up because I seen the little teenagers in here last night. They was
Oh,
talking.
yeah, I thought you was wrenched up, bro.
No, just because I seen them three little teenagers talking shit about my dad and cancer and shit in here last. And I'm not
I
gonna.
didn't see that shit, but don't. I'll tell y'all, come on, bro. Y'all know we don't do that type of shit here. So, I just got you, Johnny Boy. I thought you meant I had a wrench to tell you the truth.
Yeah, just do me a solid, brother, if you could. Thank you.
No, I just did. But listen, guys, I don't know who said that shit, and I don't want to know. But come on, man. Like,
no, it was last night, not today, D. It was.
I don't care what it was.
Like,
we shouldn't even really have that here. Not that kind of immature shit. I mean, I don't care about name calling. People go at each other in chat, but let's not get into that type of dumb shit in here. I don't, just like the whole racist shit and attacking communities. I don't do that stuff here, so we're gonna keep it that way.
All right, thank you, D. But yeah, back to Canelo. Fucking, what's it called? I mean, look, bro. Like I say, I'd rather see, and going forward now instead of talking about his past record and that. I want what if I had, like I said, if it was up to me, D, this is what I would have go down, right? If I ran boxing, this is how it would go down. Plant and Benavidez fight and unify. Because both of them, they both fought a couple of guys a little bit, but let them two duke it out, unify, and then the winner gets their crack at Canelo. That's what I've been saying, D. If I had it my way, that's how I would go from here forward. I'm talking about,
Right. Yeah, same thing really for like Crawford and Spence and Andre and Charlo. You know what I mean? Like y'all duke it out and then face the champion.
Yeah.
Thing with Andre and Spence is Pacquiao's old, so he shouldn't have to go through y'all. Y'all should go through each other and go to him because he's been through a lot of wars. So why should he have to go through you and then go through Spence? Why don't y'all go through each other and then the last man standing gets all the belts? But Pacquiao should get the buy in this situation. Like when you put in 3 times the work as both of them.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, go ahead.
You know what I mean? You should get the buy. And y'all, all 3 champions, he's put in 3 times the work. He's the money grab at 147, so he should get the buy.
Nice Bulls picture, by the way, bro.
Oh, thanks. Yep, Jordan Pippen. But I was just gonna say 4 decades, yo. 4 decades. If you're a champion in 4 decades, man, you can get whatever you want, bro. I don't care. That's royalty, man. In boxing, man. Like 4 decades, bro. Like so then none of these guys are ever gonna accomplish that in their careers, man. So they could just back off of Pacquiao. Let the man finish his career in peace. Like
let's stick to Canelo. And we're gonna move a little forward. So Johnny Boy is so for all of you assholes, you idiots, Johnny Boy is a Canelo hater. When you're a hater of someone, you do not defend them, period. When you're a fanboy of someone, you do not say anything bad about them, period. Yeah. So Johnny Boy was just sitting up here defending Canelo on the first part of that. You idiots.
Bro, listen. Just because this is just my honest read. I thought Golovkin won both the fights, dog. That's it. Right.
Right. And you're not alone. Like a lot of people, thought that as well. All right, guys. So we move forward to James Kirkland, which was, a pretty worthless fight. I don't think anybody thought Canelo was going to lose that fight. He knocked James Kirkland out, I think, in the 3rd or the 4th round or something of that fight. And so that fight didn't really do much, and it doesn't really have anything to do, I don't think, with what they're complaining about. It was no catch weight at that fight, but Kirkland was irrelevant. It was just a keep busy and warm up fight. I don't know what the fuck to call that fight with Kirkland. You know what I mean, Johnny Boy? Like it was just a fight, a showcase fight. I guess we could call it a showcase fight.
Yeah, that joint wasn't even on. That wasn't on pay-per-view. That was on regular
No,
HBO.
I was regular television. So
Yeah.
and then after that, after Lara, he fought Miguel Cotto. He fought Cotto before Khan, right? He fought Cotto and then he fought Khan.
Yeah. Yeah, he fought in the first half of 2015. He fought Kirkland. In the second half, he fought Cotto. Yeah,
and that was for the vacant. This is when he got the WBC title.
Yeah. Yep.
So he fought Cotto for the vacant WBC title. He beat Cotto by unanimous decision. And I remember the judges' scorecards was right up the goddamn walk. 117, 118, 119. I remember that fight. And it was unanimous decision. And that's when he got the WBC belt then. But that fight with Cotto, if I'm not mistaken, was that not a catchweight fight?
I don't think so. Was it? I don't know.
Intangible.
It was. I swear it was. I swear it was.
And Intangible. You in here? You probably know this. Wasn't that Cotto fight a catchweight fight?
Yes.
I thought
it was a 155-pound catch weight.
155. I couldn't remember, bro. Yeah.
That's what Canelo was known for, fighting in catchweight fights, but for the middleweight title.
However, Cotto enforced that catch weight.
Hold on right quick. I'm going to let you go. This is what I'm talking about. So this is where I wanted to introduce. This is what I'm saying. After that Lara fight, like in this part of Canelo's career, I think this is where the vitriol and the disdain is coming for Canelo, because it started like around this time. So Cotto, this fight for the vacant belt was at a catchweight. So go ahead, Intangible. What were you gonna say? Sean Newton, what's up with you, bro?
Oh, what I was saying was that Canelo, or Cotto was the one that enforced the catchweight on Canelo, not vice versa.
Yeah. But intangible. I agree with that, right? I know that's a fact, but you got to understand that these people that throw these shots at Canelo, they don't even realize that type of shit. You're exactly right. The facts are he was in a fight, and it was a catchweight involved.
Mm-hmm. What's it called though? What was it called? I think it started, like you say, with around the Lara shit, because a lot of people thought he lost that fight. I thought it was I thought it was very, very close. It could have went either way, in my opinion. If you had it,
like all of this, like where we arrived at now. Like, I'm trying to put a puzzle together. Like, this is why. See, my title was just to get people to listen to it, but this is why he's under fire. I'm not saying that I have him under fire or I agree with these things, but that's what this discussion is about. And I think that it's the second part of his career. You know, like I said, Johnny Boy, with the Lara situation. Okay, this starts the whole controversy. Then he goes Kirkland. Like I said, Kirkland's irrelevant. But then we go to Cotto, and it's always already this catchweight situation, and people had issues with the Cotto fight. And I think this starts the complaints, the bitching, the moaning, the hate. And
that's kind of what I was saying with the Lara. I scored that fight on one of my streams a couple weeks back, and I had it 6-5 and 1 even for Canelo. It was a close fight, man.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And anytime you get those close fights, you get controversy.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing. Not to change the subject, but it's another thing you see a lot of people doing nowadays. You call a close fight a robbery, bro. Like
for sure.
Like Spence and Porter, you know, that was a very, very close fight, dog. I'm not going to knock anybody who had it one way or the other, as long as it's reasonable, you know. So. That's another.
No, that's a true side. That's a true statement.
You would have been cool with
Canelo learns though. Yeah, he does. What were you saying, Alistair? Go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna say that you were gonna be cool with if Porter won the fight. You would be cool with that.
If he would have beaten Spence.
Yeah.
I wanted Spence to win. I'm a Spence fan, but I wouldn't have had a problem with Porter winning the fight. Because he went there and he fought his ass off.
Yeah,
exactly. But everybody was talking about how it wasn't even close and stuff like that, man. Get out of here, man.
No. That was a very, very close
That
fight.
was a close fight. I think that
7-5, in my opinion, for Spence.
Yeah, I think that the knockdown gave Spence the nod, so I think it was a fair decision. But I wouldn't have been mad if Porter won that fight because he went in there and fought his ass off. I mean, if you say that Porter didn't go in there and fight his ass off, then you're not being honest, or you just didn't watch that fight. You watched some fucking highlight clips or something.
Yeah, that's another fight I had. I scored twice. And I've watched it a couple of times, 4 or 5 times, but I've actually sat down there and got the fucking notepad out and scored it twice. And I had it one time I had it 6-6, and I gave Spence the edge because of the knockdown. The other time I had it 7-5 Porter, and it was 114-113 Porter because of the knockdown. So it's that you can't call a close fight like that a robbery.
No.
If he didn't get knocked down, he would have won that fight. But.
Right. So back. Let's get back to it, guys. So Sean Newton says, but it showed balls that Canelo even fought Laura. He didn't even need that. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And this is where people start to get lost in translation. And thank you, Sean. That's why I wanted to have this discussion, because we can throw a knock on Canelo about certain things, but then we have to look at the positives on his journey along the way.
Yeah, I mean, they were pleading with Canelo not to take that Lara fight because they knew he was a crafty motherfucker and that'd be a tough. Yeah.
Exactly. And so great point, Sean. And then so Canelo took this fight. And so we have to, for all the people that want to bash him for things, we have to look at things like this. That's why I just wanted to go up the line of these fighters that he fought during this time, during the Lara time until now, and see if the big complaint is valid, or if maybe they should just chill the fuck out and let the man move like he needs to move. So we're going to keep going. Laura won early, Canelo won late. Yeah, I think so.
I agree, Sean. Sean. I agree.
Yeah, Junior Moreno said that's why Canelo hates fighting defensive fighters. They just run versus him. Canelo gets the blame for no action. LOL. Well, that's for all fighters, though. That's a fair point, but that's for all fighters. Like, they always say that the certain fighter that's not mobile, he couldn't do what he usually does. It's not that. It's the fighter that's mobile doesn't allow him to do what he usually does. He don't allow him to get in there and have his way and beat him to a pulp. And that's what people want to see, another man get beaten to a pulp. So you always get that complaint.
Well, the thing is, man, not a lot of fighters, especially today, I think cutting off the ring has kind of become a lost art.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's just really hard to fight a guy who's a good boxer with good footwork, because you have to cut off the ring. And that's something that's really tough to do. Really tough to do. And I mean, if you don't do it, they have the leverage over you. You're going to be fighting in the style they want.
Yeah, well, I mean, intangible. Listen, like
the easy route.
like I say, bro. Not again. I ain't changing the subject or not. Listen, we all love the Barrera Morales, Gotti Wards, fucking, Duran Barkley, Duran Leonard. We all love those great fights. That's what made us fucking boxing fans in the first place. Great fights like that, right? But I mean, sometimes you just got to do what's smart, bro. You can't, like in that AJ Ruiz rematch, for example. Like, was it a fan-friendly fight? No, it was a boring fucking fight. What do you want me to tell you? But
yeah,
he was. But he did what was smart, dog. He can't sit there and trade with Ruiz. He'll get knocked the fuck out.
Well, it was a boring fight to some people. I thought it was actually, I like the fight because I like to see boxing skills like that. But to some people that want to see knockouts and payback, like they wanted revenge, they wanted AJ to knock Ruiz out like he knocked him out. And that's what made it boring to them.
For me, man, I was actually on the edge of the whole fight because I was thinking to myself, like, is Ruiz going to catch up to him? Because I knew what happened in the first fight. AJ was in control for the most part, and then Ruiz caught up to him. So I was thinking every round, I was nervous that something was going to happen.
Yeah, let's stick on topic though, guys. I want to say what's up to Buddy Aces that stepped in the building. What's up, Buddy Aces? Tim Dub up in the building. YC Robon Jr. Moreno Canelo shouldn't care about that though. He gets paid money. Yeah, he gets paid a sick amount of money. So I'm gonna drop down to the bottom, catch everybody coming in. Boxing Monster in the building. What's up, Boxing Monster? Sean News said Corrales versus Castillo. Yeah. Monkey Kung Fu. Who would you say is the best at cutting off the ring? That is a good question. I want to go around the panel real quick for that question. Guido just stepped in. Guido, welcome. Guido.
What's up, guys? Salute to everybody.
Salute to you,
I just want to say this, dude. I just want to say this. Canelo's in a no-win situation right now. No matter who he fights, people are always going to criticize him.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact. But look, let's answer this question right quick for Monkey. I actually like this question, and I want to get back to the topic after this. But Monkey said, who would you say is best at cutting off the ring? Guido, you go first. Intangible, Johnny Boy, and then I'll give you guys mine.
Like, which fighter is the best cutting the ring?
Yeah, cutting the ring off. Who would you say is the best cutting the ring off?
Damn. I'm going to say El Spence. Who else? I'm going to go with David Benavidez. You know how to cut the ring pretty well.
Yeah,
David Benavidez. All right, what about you, Intangible? Who you got?
I think I got a couple of guys.
Maybe one. Fuck all that.
Fuck it.
It can only be one.
Chocolatito.
Chocolatito. That's a good pick. I like.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Johnny Boy.
Who did y'all say?
He said David Benavidez, and Intangible said Chocolatito.
Oh, fuck. Well, I suppose since they oh fuck, those are good answers. I could say Triple G, but I don't want to give the generic fucking answer here. I'll say how about Beterbiev? How about Beterbiev?
He's pretty good. I would say Monkey Kung Fu. I would say Bud.
I
would say Bud Crawford is. And that's
see, Triple G, somebody like Triple G.
Triple G
somebody like Triple G is more of a stalker.
Yeah, he hunts you down. He hunts you down. But Bud can cut that ring off on you. Because
I was gonna say Bud's more of a technical fucking ring cutter offer.
And the fact that he can switch and the fact that he can switch it. When guys are trying to get away, especially using lateral movement to the right, to the left, if you're a good switch hitter, you could control that. Then you can jab them and get them back in place. You know what I mean? And Bud can do that. So he can keep you in a certain area in that ring. He's really good at that. That's just my opinion. I mean, you guys make valid points. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong, but all right, guys, back to it. Let's get to the next guy because we could talk about that type of shit forever. So the next guy would be Amir Khan. Okay. So I mean, they fought at 155, 154. I don't think it was no catch weight or anything involved in that fight. But I believe people's complaint about the Amir Khan fight was that he came up in weight. Intangible. What do you think?
People's complaint about Khan moving up in weight against Canelo.
Everybody, we're talking about basically the complaints that people have on Canelo being under fire. So we're just talking about the complaints they have about basically what he's done from Lara up until now. If they're valid, if they're not valid complaints, or are they just bitching? Are they looking for something to bitch for? That's what we're just going over what Canelo has done.
I think.
Does he deserve the complaint? So I'm just going like fight by fight. We're just talking about this stuff. But real quick, Gun Rights Mafia stepped in the building. What's up with your Gun Rights? Queen Lisa in the building. Appreciate you coming through. I done fell behind on the chat. Meatloaf in the building. What up, Meatloaf? Appreciate you. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Intangible.
Yeah, I do think that is a fair criticism, fighting Amir Khan. Now, I understand Amir Khan was sort of a tempting guy at the time because he was trying to just call out guys. He wasn't trying to fight Brook. He was just trying to get a payday. And, I mean, get to him if you want. But, I mean, that's not a great legacy-defining fight or anything.
Nope. Alistair, what do you think? Amir Khan, Canelo's fight with Amir Khan. Do you think, is this a hash on this, record going up? Is this a bad thing, a good thing? What do you think about that Khan fight? You there, Alistair? All right, moving on. Johnny boy. Is it just me and you intangible?
I guess so.
All right, so, well, with the Khan fight, I'll say this, bro. Everybody got a fight that, I mean, shit, Spence fought Mikey, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Oscar fought guys coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody has these fights where, it's not the best guy. Again, what fighter in boxing fights top level after top level after top level after top level? I can understand the criticism on Khan. He came up. And matter of fact, I said Alistair, my bad, Guido, because Alistair's backstage. Guido, your opinion on it. Yeah, I was saying Alistair, but I meant he was backstage. But Guido, what do you think about this?
Well, like the Canelo fight versus Khan?
Yeah. Do he deserve criticism for that fight? Do you think he deserves to get a little criticism for that fight or whatever?
Yeah, I thought Canelo did that fight just to take his name, because he had got a good name in his resume. Because we don't know Khan got the best chin. We don't know that. So I think that was a wrong move for Khan. I think at this point, Khan was just fighting for the money.
Yeah, but not about Khan though, about Canelo, because remember the backlash and the heat is coming for Canelo. So we targeted, or we really talking about. Do you think that was a bad move for Canelo to fight Khan fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I'm a Canelo fan, and I'm being honest with you.
Right.
I think it was because it was an easy. Let's be honest. That shit was easy.
It was a cherry.
All right, well, look, check it out. So I'm going to say this. I see the argument that people have with the Khan situation, right? But I don't look at it, that guys, like in the Kovalev situation, if we fast forward, there were people saying that Kovalev was going to knock Canelo out. Well, if you guys remember, go back to the Khan situation, it was people saying that Khan was going to beat Canelo. He was going to outbox Canelo, this, that, and the third. So we can go on what these two have done after that point, because a lot of people do that. They look at what these fighters have accomplished and what they've gone on to do after that point. And then, they notice that Khan was chinny and all of that. So they say, oh, Canelo cherry pick Khan. But let's look at it back at the point when they fought, and people thought that Khan may have had a chance to beat. Khan has balls, even knowing he has a glass chin. Yeah, he did.
Hey, that's true. That's true. A lot of people thought Khan was gonna outbox him because he got speed. That's true about that.
See, look, Sean says it here too. Sean says some people pick Khan to out. That's what I was saying. That's what I mean, Sean. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people said that Khan was going to outbox and beat Canelo. So I don't think that it was the best fight that he could have taken. But my point was, to speak on it, Guido, but my point was, we have a lot of fighters, a lot of greats that have taken these lesser fights. At least Canelo took a fight in a name. It was Khan. So I don't think that, I don't think he deserves some kind of heat for it. It was an easy touch. Okay, but I say that a lot of greats had easy touches, and nobody should fight great after great after great, back to back to back. Nobody should be expected to do that. I'm not saying nobody should. It would be great, but we got to realize he fought Cotto before he fought Khan. Now, a lot of other people fight a fight like a Cotto. They're not fighting. They're not even going to fight a name like Khan. They're going to fight some light touch after that. And so that's what I think that we need to look at. But he do deserve some heat because it was somewhat of a light touch. Eddie Stavern in the building. What's good with you, fam? What's good? And Buddy Aces said it was a good KO. True that.
Man, I love to see Khan. You know what? Khan, fuck having Khan fight Pacquiao or Floyd and it. So just give him another Canelo rematch so I can see him go to bed again, bro. That's all.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But Johnny boy, speaking on that, what do you think? You think he deserves heat for that fight, for that Khan fight?
To an extent, like you were saying. I mean, like I can't compare it to like Triple G and Kell Brook because Kell Brook's a natural fucking welterweight. Khan's a little guy who moved up to welterweight,
right, exactly.
And he's always been chinny. So to me, that's two different scenarios. But so yeah, I mean, it was look, bro, it was a tune-up after a Cotto fight. That's it. That's what it was.
Yeah, and see, here goes Smoke. He said Khan didn't do anything at 147. How is he legit? And that's what I'm saying, Smoke. At the time, I'm not saying he's legit. Johnny Boy's not saying he's legit. What I'm saying is we're going over what he did. We're going over the fighter he fought at that time and basically what the public, the analysts, and the people were saying. And it's not like everybody had that fight as a wash. I don't disagree with you, Smoke. I don't disagree with you, but we're just going over what people are saying about him now, what they were saying about him at the time of the fight, and does he deserve the backlash he's getting? At some points, we're finding out he does deserve the backlash, and at some points, we find out maybe he doesn't. So we're going to go through all of that, and then we're going to come to a conclusion at the end. So you just stay tuned. Get this, Smoke.
So what's it say? A boxing monster says Khan has a little name and he was bringing fans from UK. That was a fight, was a business decision. Yeah, that and like I say, it was a tune-up with a name. It was a tune-up with a name. That's what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
So in a nutshell, it was a tune-up. In a nutshell, it was a tune-up with a little bit of a name. That's all.
Right. Sean says now in social media era, guys can do anything without getting hated on. Yeah. Or they can do something and get extremely hated on, Sean. It's like a two-edged sword with that one. No catch weight with Kovalev. Nah, but he put Kovalev under the weight clause from Brazil. The 10-pound exclusion. So it's not a catch weight, but it's still fucking with the weight, and that's the problem. But we're going to get to Kovalev.
Yeah.
Give it a minute. Babies need guidance out here. They don't know about switchblade. Oh, he talking about something else.
D. I just gotta say this, bro. I can't. When we get to Kovalev, all you dudes that say I be hating on Canelo, you gonna see. Wait till we get.
That's right. You're gonna see, motherfuckers.
You're gonna see.
Wednesday in the building. What's good with you, fam? All right, guys. So we done with Laura. We're done with him. So with Laura, we'll say that Khan. We were on Khan. So with Khan, we'll say that Canelo does deserve some backlash for that Khan fight. We'll all agree on that one.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. So Liam Smith. Okay, so Liam Smith, it was for the WBO belt he fought. Is that right, Intangible?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he fights Liam Smith for the WBO belt. I don't think that there's any backlash needed to be given for that fight. It's for a title. I'm just going to start off with that, and I'll go around the panel. Guido, what do you think? You think he deserved?
Nah, I think that was a good fight for him. He beat the champion, for a world champion,
Right.
I think that was a good fight for Canelo. Yeah,
right.
That was a 154, right?
Yeah.
That was a good move. That was a good move for Canelo.
All right, Intangible.
I do think it was a cherry pick since he faced pretty much the champion with the least of a name. Was he better than Andrade, the Charlos? I don't know. Laura as well for a rematch. I don't think that Liam Smith I think that Liam Smith was a cherry pick to a certain degree.
Okay. Italian Mafia in the building. What's good, fam? Yo, what's good, D? What's good with you, my man? Johnny Boy, what do you say about the Liam Smith fight?
No, that kid got my fucking name as his picture, bro. Get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up out of here with that shit. You ain't fooling nobody. You trying to come over here and be D's buddy. Stop it. But Liam, it's just a win. It's just a win. That's what Liam Smith is. He's just a win.
Right. You don't give him no heat for that fight. So it's just a win.
It's just a win. Charlo, Charlos had just come out the womb.
Wow.
When that was, and Andrade and them, they was just coming out the womb and shit when that was going on. So yeah, that's just a win.
Yeah, it's just a win. All right, so me and Guido say it's legit. Eddie Stavern say it's legit. Intangible says the cherry pick. Johnny says just a fight. So we're gonna give Canelo the thumbs up on this fight because I mean it's pretty much with me and Guido giving them the thumbs up. Johnny Boy has a side hand. Johnny Boy has one of these right here. You know what I mean? So we'll give Canelo the thumbs up on the Leo Smith. I say it's got to be valid. I mean, he fought a champion, so that's my own thing. Now, here's where things get shaky, and and I can understand why. But Julio Cesar Chavez.
Like, fuck that shit.
You mean Junior?
Hold on, Johnny Boy. I'm gonna let you start off. So Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight. It was at a catchweight, 160, 164 intangible. Is that right?
It was like something like that.
164 or some shit like that. It was at a catchweight. Johnny Boy, you got the floor, my man. Julio Chavez.
Thank you, D. Well, first of all, I want to start off by saying fuck Chavez Jr. He's a disgrace to his father, and he's a disgrace to the sport of boxing. The only reason he ever got that fight to begin with is because of his last name and off his dad's back. So, that being said, you throw Canelo and Chavez in a fucking pay-per-view title. Everybody and their mother in Mexico is buying it. Capiche? So, you know what I'm saying? Every fucking Mexican on the planet's buying it. You know what I mean? So here's the thing. It was a smart business move. It made him some money, whatever. But yeah, that was a bullshit fight. It never happened.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, Guido, you up? What you say about that fight? That one?
I agree. You know what it is? Our Spanish people, we're very loyal to, like to Chavez Sr.
Yeah,
he was such a legend, and I agree with you. The reason why, and that fight should never happen in the first place.
Hey, brother,
and Chavez was just trying to get his fans.
Yeah,
I mean, my bad. Canelo was trying to get Chavez fans,
right.
And I think that was a hell of a bad move. Chavez Jr. don't deserve that fight. Hell no.
Hey, bro, I'm Italian, but I grew up with a lot of Mexicans, dog. They was telling me that I was had some shit going on during that time, but I had motherfuckers telling me like, "Yo,
I hear you."
I had Canelo.
What's good with you, Raider? I'm sorry, guys. I just seen Raider step in. But Raider, yeah, what's up? But Lawrence said the backlash from Canelo versus Leo was when Andre was WBO champ. Canelo was number one. Then Canelo fought Kirkland. Right. He did fight Kirkland. We was talking about that Kirkland fight earlier, Lawrence. And as soon as Andre gets stripped, Canelo jumped on Liam. So that's why he got backlash for that Liam fight. And that's a good, valid point there, Lawrence Williams. I'm glad you brought that up. And he was the weakest link. And that was a point that Intangible brought up. And it could have been based on that. Intangible didn't bring that to the table, but it could have been based on that is why he was saying he was the weakest link. Smoke said he was the weakest link. And I get that, but he's still a champion. So he fought a champion was my point. So
yeah, I was gonna say, D, take my ugly mug off the screen, bro. That little kid was a troll. That was me in that picture, Joe.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was me that was Skinny Johnny when he was 21 years old or
something.
Shit,
I didn't know that was you for real. That was crazy. Leo Smith was an okay opponent. There was better chance, but still winnable fight. But no different than any other champ. Yep. That's what I said, Monster. I agree with you, boxing monster. But back to Chavez, Intangible. Did you give your piece? I don't think you did on Chavez.
Oh, it was a great fight. I'm very glad it happened. Canelo stepped up, fought the bigger man. He was once a champion.
True.
It doesn't get any better than that. It is a cherry. I mean, for money.
Yeah. Wasi said, it did like 1.2. Yeah, I think it did, Wasi. I think it was somewhere around there, 1.2, 1.4. So I think we all agree on the fight, bro. I don't think we got to really go too much into this. Hefe, fuck no. No links dropped for you on this. Is Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Daily. I don't know if you can behave yourself enough to have a link
Oh,
on it.
that's that clown. Oh my God.
Yeah.
El Jefe. This is a talk between grown men and one teenager, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is boxing. My bad, Carlos. Carlos in the building. My bad. I seen you. I seen you and I didn't shout you out. My man Carlos up in here. But El Jefe, no disrespect, but no, not today. But maybe I'm gonna go live later tonight. We're gonna have some regular boxing talk. You can get in on that, but not today because we talking sensible, and you like to disrupt that type of sensible talk. So,
yo, we chilling right now, bro. We don't need any canaries. We don't need any canaries from Oak Cliff right now, huh?
Right. So as we continue, 2017, September 16th, Johnny Boy knows this fight, but I ain't gonna let you start this one off, Johnny Boy. I'm gonna let you go second. I'm gonna go with intangible, Gennady Golovkin. And that last fight, guys, I'm sorry, we all agree, 100% around the board. Julio Cesar Chavez fight bullshit. Yeah, he deserves all flack for that. So, Gennady Golovkin, intangible. You start off with that one. First Gennady Golovkin fight.
It was a complete cherry pick, utter cherry pick. Not a cherry.
El Ray 2000. What's up? 2002. Go ahead. You said not a cherry pick.
Yeah, not a cherry was the biggest fight to be made at the point. I mean, yeah.
Do you think he deserves any flack over the decision, the draw? Because we got to keep everything in context here. We're talking about everything Canelo's done and the fact that he's gotten heat for some of these fights. This is a big factor in this fight with Triple G.
I mean, I personally think that every fighter in history has a fight where, maybe it shouldn't have swung their way. I don't necessarily give Canelo flack for it, and he didn't win the fight. It doesn't count in that column. It only counts against Triple G.
Okay, so you give him the thumbs up on this fight, no? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Guido.
Yeah, what was the question? My bad.
It's the same question basically for every fight. You have heard certain heat. Canelo's caught heat for certain fights. So this first GP fight, you give him the thumbs up, thumbs down because the heat, the conversation.
Hey, he took that fight though.
But did he win?
Hey.
Well, go ahead, break it down for us. What do you do? What do you think?
What I'm saying is that a lot of people thought he was gonna duck Triple G. People were saying, "Oh, he's not gonna fight Triple G. He's gonna take forever." And look, Canelo fought him twice.
Right.
He fought Triple G twice. A lot of people didn't think he was gonna fight. And another fighter, Danny Jacobs, that comes to mind. People say, "Oh, he don't want to fight the slick fighter, Danny Jacobs, whatever."
Right.
So it's the same thing. Every fighter he faced, they're gonna say, "Oh, he's gonna lose till he beats them." They're gonna come with excuses. That's my point on that.
So you give him the thumbs up for that first Triple G fight?
Yeah, he fought Triple G.
Okay. All right, that's cool, brother. You don't have to get excited, my man.
Nah, my bad. I was too loud. My bad.
I'm fucking with you, dog. Johnny Boy. Thumbs up, thumbs down. He deserved the flack for that fight. He don't. What you think, Johnny?
Absolutely, he deserved flack for that fight. Now, listen. You can make up
Johnny Boy. Give it to him.
You can make up your own mind on what happened on that Canelo Lara fight. You can make up your own mind on what happened in the second Canelo Triple G fight. That first fight, Canelo got beat clearly. It wasn't a draw. It wasn't a Canelo win. Triple G won that fight. And also, Canelo did drop his title to avoid that fight for a couple of years. Let's keep it real now. Here's what happened. Cotto won it off of Sergio Martinez. Canelo won it off of Cotto. All right? Then he vacated it. He didn't want none of that when Triple G was letting the heads roll down the hill. And then he went in there and got beat. So now it wasn't a fucking draw. It wasn't a Canelo win. It wasn't nothing. It was clear Triple G win.
Get him, Johnny Boy. So Johnny Boy say, fuck no. thumbs down on that one. Okay, Carlos in the chat says maybe I was too buzzed from drinking, but I thought Canelo lost that first fight, that first GGG fight. I like both fighters. Boxing Monster says I had Canelo outboxing GGG. GGG was reduced to throwing jabs, and GGG did use the jab to set power punches, no flat. I think that fight was really close, that first fight. I do think I could understand that fight going to GGG. I would say that. The fight going to a draw, I get it. Because, you see a lot of fights like that. And I think because of the politics, it went to a draw. I think if Canelo wasn't Canelo and the politics wasn't behind him, I understand everybody that takes Johnny Boy's stance, because GGG did a hell of a job that fight. He made Canelo look vulnerable in that fight. Canelo, people got to remember this. Canelo, even still, he's on this big high. Like, people think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So he's still on this big high. But Canelo was massive. Like, Canelo, only person that could deal with it was Floyd. GGG humanized him in that fight. And, so when people get upset when they say, that fight shouldn't have been a fucking draw, I can't really argue with that. So I'm going to go ahead and give Canelo the thumbs down and say that he do deserve a little flack for that. I can't even be biased on that. And not saying that anybody that don't believe that is being biased. I'm just saying, me personally, I would be biased if I say, El Jefe, see, this is why, listen, people, this is why El Jefe can't be on this show. Hold on, Johnny, hold on. I love it though, El Jefe. Listen, you keep coming, bro. Don't nobody time him out or not. I think he got a wrench, so that can't happen. But this is why I love this type of shit. It's funny to me to read these comments, El Jefe, but just because you wrote that, if you can break it down into your tiny little mind, you will understand that this is why you can't come on this show, bro.
Let me say one thing, D.
Go ahead, Johnny.
El Jefe, let me tell you something, bro. We're talking Canelo post-Floyd Mayweather fight. In every single fight up till that Chavez Jr. fight, I was defending him, and D can vouch for that.
Right.
Okay.
And, and I'm going, we just, El Jefe, I don't think you understand the discussion, so it's not me hating on Canelo. I'm not going to agree with everything that people say about Canelo's career, and I'm not going to go against everything. And that's what the discussion is about, El Jefe. So open your mind up, you feeble-minded twerp. Let me stop messing with El Jefe. Anyway, so, with the GGG Canelo first fight, I'm going to have to agree with Johnny Boy right here. I think that we had the dead set on this. So, guys, this is the first time this happened where we're dead set on this. I'm going to need you guys in the chat to help me out on this one right quick. We already got one from Carlos. He thinks it was a thumbs down. Get This Smoke said GGG Canelo was a highlight of 2017 outside of AJ Klitschko. Watch the taste of the Maymac out of Boxing Mountain. But look, do me a favor in the chat so we can break the tie on this one. Thumbs up or thumbs down for that first GGG fight. Do y'all think Canelo deserves the flack or do not deserve the flack? Me and Johnny Boy say he deserved it. He didn't get called. Guido and Intangible say no. So you guys give me some answers on that. And while we get the answers on that, we're going to move on to the next fight, guys, which was, coincidentally, the second GGG fight, which happened in a year later, just about a year later, almost a year later. What you guys think? So we got thumbs, okay. Yeah, Canelo, okay.
Thumbs up.
Johnny Boy, we lose, dog.
That's all good, man. But
we lose by landslide, Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
God damn, it wasn't even close.
Hey, but you guys made a good point, though.
No.
I'm just gonna go first real quick because I gotta go talk to somebody real quick. But for the second Triple G fight, Amazing battle. It got called Ring Magazine Fight of the Year for a reason. Great fight. Great middleweight battle, bro. Great. That's why I love the middle. That's why middleweight's my favorite, bro. There's so many fucking classic fights in that division. And that's just another one to add to to put in the stash for future generations. You know what I mean? So great fight, very good fight, very close. Nobody got dominated. It was back and forth. My opinion, Canelo won the first half of the fight. Triple G won the second half of the fight. I could see it 7-5 either way or a draw. And I've scored it for all, around that frame every time. Amazing fight. Hats off to both warriors for the second. Thumbs up.
Damn,
All right, hey, hold on right quick. Yeah. Johnny boy, real quick before you leave, you already know Kovalev is last. So if you can make it back, you might want to make it back for that.
Oh, I'm just stepping out for 2 minutes, Steve. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to leave you in then. Just go on mute then. I'm going to leave you in. All right, go ahead, Guido. What do you think? Second GGG fight.
Canelo did a good job, yo. Canelo, I felt like Canelo won by 7-5. I had it 7-5 for Canelo, and the reason why, because I feel like Canelo did a hell of a body work. I don't know if y'all seen him how that body shot he gave to Triple G, and he was wearing Triple G down little by little. I never saw Triple G look like that, So I feel like Canelo pulled it off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was a great comment, Lisa, by Carlos.
And that was a great performance.
Yeah, it was. That gave me some talking points. I saw that, but yeah, great comment, Carlos. I agree with Lisa. So Raider steps in the building. Raider LA. The second GGG fight, Canelo versus GGG. You think he deserves any flack over that fight, or you think, he won the fight legitimately and?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna say, man. Come on, bro. Of course, that fool gets full credit, man. What were they talking about? He didn't even want to. They said that he didn't want to fight Triple G. So what does he go do? He fights Triple G. He's gonna box him, and then he gets flagged because he wasn't coming forward like a Mexican. What does he do in the second fight? Comes forward, and he beats him convincingly. I thought he beat him there was no ifs, ands, or buts. So for sure he gets credit.
Yeah, no doubt. T-Tone Toledo in the building. What's up with you, fam? My man Samuel Wild Shaw stepped in the building. What's good, Samuel Wild Shaw? Okay, so the second GGG fight, I think we all agree here. I think it's just the diehard GGG fans and the Canelo haters that are going to put anything on that second fight. It was a good fight. It was a hell of a fight, but Canelo pulled it out. And so I give him the thumbs up on that fight. And I don't think we don't need to chat this time because it's unanimous around the board. We all even Johnny Boy gave him the thumbs up before he pulled out for a second. So, so Canelo gets the thumbs up on the second GGG fight. So we move ahead to 2018. It was still 2018 because he fought Rocky Fielding in December. Intangible's gone, but I know, not to knock any of you other guys. He just pays attention to all those dates. But I think later that year he fought Rocky Fielding. I do know that was the next fight, and he knocked Rocky Fielding out in that fight. So, guys, we all know that Canelo catches massive flack. And for everybody in the chat, if I'm missing anybody who stepped in, I do apologize. Brown Gone One, what's up with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Samuel Shaw, all right, guys. So back to it. Rocky Fielding. Now we know that he catches a ton of heat over this fight, right? And I'm gonna start with, I think Johnny Boy. Are you back yet, Johnny Boy?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right, cool. Johnny Boy's back. So I'm gonna start, Guido. I'm gonna start with you on this one. With that Rocky Fielding fight, do you think that Canelo get the thumbs down or the thumbs up? Do he deserve the heat and the flack he catch over that fight, or do he get the thumbs up? It's okay for him to take that fight. What do you think about that?
Damn, man. I mean, he moved up in weight, right? To 168, a new weight class, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Wacky Fielder is a champion. That's the thing. So he beat a champion, and but the thing is, he don't got no name. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know. It's 50-50 there, because I want to give him the credit for moving up and beating the champion. You
Right.
know?
And it wasn't the super belt. I understand
Yeah,
that too. It was just the regular
yeah.
WBA.
So
So
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a draw right there.
you just give it
I
like
don't.
Johnny Boy did the other fight, like he did the
It,
Leah Williams fight. It's an fight.
yeah. Because he did moved up and he beat Johnny Boy and took his belt. He
Right.
did, you know.
He didn't
He
beat
did what
Johnny
he was
Boy. He
supposed to
beat
do.
Rocky Fielding.
Yeah, no,
I
he ain't
mean,
never.
oh my bad. Yeah, my Rocky Fielder, my bad.
I think Johnny Boy was in the ring that
Yeah, my bad, yo. Yeah, you know. So yeah, I got it like that even.
Yeah, I got you. All right, then Johnny Boy, what do you think? Rocky Fielding fight, he deserved flack for that fight. Thumbs up, thumbs down. He's a clown. What's up?
All right, here's the deal. He just come off a big win over Triple G. It's a tune-up fight. However, what I will say is, so I'm not going to call it a cherry pick. I'm not going to call it a tune-up. I'm not going to call it. It's a tune-up fight after a great win over Triple G. However, you can't say he became a 168-pound champion because that's not a real title. That's a Fugazi title. So I'll give him the credit for a tune-up, but he ain't no 4-division champion. I can't give him credit for that because that dude wasn't a legit title holder. He was a fucking regular title holder. So
Right.
Yeah. So just neutral.
So that's 2 neutrals on that one. Okay, that's cool. Raider.
What's cracking? Hey, you know what? I'm kind of in the same boat a little bit. It depends on what type of standards you have for Canelo. If you have high standards, then I don't think you'll probably give him credit. Because if you had any of these other dudes like Charlo or Andrade moving up to fight somebody that has one loss, they probably would get credit for it. But as far as him beating Fielding, it was a baby belt, but it's still on paper. It is a champion, and I legitimize it more because I think he's favored to beat anybody at 168 as it is, anyways. But I'm like halfway neutral also.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Wow. We got 3 neutrals, guys. That's amazing. So I get to break the tie here. It's all around tie, right? I get to break it. Cool. Janice C, welcome to the chat. Janice says, people never talk about how Canelo sustained a cut over his eye and wasn't going to fight a threat on a quick turnaround just 3 months after a hard-fought battle with GGG. Great freaking point. Janice C. Thank you for joining the chat. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, sweetheart. Thank you for coming through. My man, Unbiased or Biased Boxing Talk up in the building. So, guys, if I have to break the tie, you know, I've talked about this fight before. And I think that if I have to break the tie, I'm going to break the tie by giving Canelo the thumbs up on this fight. And I'll explain why. Great facts that Janet C just brought to the table, which I didn't really contemplate this, but listen, guys, GGG he fought before this. GGG he fought before that. Again, we gotta stop. Like Raider did say, like, what are the standards that you hold for Canelo? Now, GGG was a valid fight. You understand? We gave him thumbs down for the flack, but as far as the level of competition, it was 2 valid fights back to back, 2 tough fights back to back. Rocky Fielding, as Guido said, was still a champion. You know, yeah, he did have the smaller belt, but it's not like he went up and fought Joe Schmo. He went up and fought at least a champion. So he may not have had a big name, but he had some name because he was wearing that freaking belt around his waist. And it was a weight class up. So if you want to call it a cherry pick on a champion, yeah, okay, but it was a weight class up after 2 tough fights with GGG. So I don't think he deserves as much flack that he gets on that fight. I think he gets a little bit too much flack on that fight. That's one of those fights that I often debate with people on. Battle Rifle. No disrespect, bro, but on this live, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily, we only keep 4 on the panel because there's always a discussion. Feel free to join the chat, my man. But only 4 on the panel on this one. But I appreciate you coming through. So, guys, since I had to break the tie on this fight with Rocky Fielding, Canelo's going to get the thumbs up. And then we move to Daniel Jacobs, which that was just last year. He fought Daniel Jacobs. I do remember that. He fought him in May of last year. And I'm not even sure if he got too much flack. You know, I heard a couple of people say that he was paid to lose. And
Nah, come on.
No. I'm just messing with one of my dudes that he knows the sports and shit. He paid to lose, but what do you guys? I'll go ahead and let you start this one off, Raider from LA. Do he deserve flack for the Jacobs fight, for the Jacobs win, or is it legitimate? Thumbs up. You know, what do you think about that, Jacobs?
Of course, he gets credit. That's for unified 3 belts.
Okay.
How would he not get credit for that? He's fighting a slick fighter that they said that Canelo wouldn't fight as this slick fighter. Oh, Canelo's not gonna fight Jacobs. He's too slick. He don't like those kind of fighters that move around a lot. All right, let me get at him. Let me unify 3 belts.
Yep.
Yeah. Smokey
Now,
shit.
people complaining, why is Canelo moving up and down? Why doesn't he just stay at one spot and do this and do that? That Canelo can never do nothing right. So I mean, come on, 3 belts, can't dispute that. At least my opinion.
Hey, let me say this right quick. Get this smoke. Nigga, you was in here, if I'm not mistaken, you was in here before Raider, you was in here before Guido, and you ain't clicked that link. You could have been on this panel, and your vote would have counted. But as far as now, unless it's a tie up here, your vote is just nothing merely than a comment. No, I'm just messing with you, Smoke. Go ahead, Raider. Go ahead, dog.
No, yeah, I'm done. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
So he is legitimate for you. He get the thumbs up, right?
Oh, of course, man. Come on.
Okay. All right, Guido.
Yeah, yo, that was a legit win. And let me tell you why. A lot of people didn't think Canelo was gonna beat Danny Jacob. I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, he was gonna duck Danny Jacob. Oh, because he's afraid of the slick fighter, yada yada yada." Right?
Right.
And Canelo beat him from the unified champion, right?
Right.
And he beat him clearly. So I think that's a hell of a thumbs up. Shit.
Right. Back to that last fight, Lawrence Williams said Canelo versus Lemieux would have been better than Field. I wouldn't disagree with that, Lawrence. So yeah, so you give him the thumbs up too, Guido, huh?
Huh?
You giving them the thumbs up for that fight, right?
Of course, without a doubt. Of course.
No doubt. Johnny Boy, Daniel Jacobs, thumbs up, thumbs down. He deserved flack for that fight. No flack for that fight. What you think, Johnny?
No, he deserves credit for that fight. It's a solid win, a unification fight against a top 3 middleweight.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, so, D, you're going to have to wait to get the Kovalev shit, though. I got to bounce, brother. I'm sorry.
All right, nah, it's all good, Johnny Boy. Battle Rifle, click that link. You up. You get in for this last one. Thank you, Johnny Boy. I appreciate you coming on, fam. You always welcome. You know that.
All right, fellas. Have a good one. Peace.
All right, my man. All right, Battle Rifle. I just put the link in there for you, bro. Or anybody else. Whoever's first to the punch, you get to get in on this last one. We got 4 minds on this. We need 4 votes anyway. But so, guys, we're moving on to the last fight, and then we're going to summarize all of this because we didn't do all of this shit for nothing. You know what I mean? But we're moving on to the last fight, which was Sergey Kovalev. And God knows it was so much back and forth about this fight. IBT said, get this Smoke Fielding is as much of a champ as Tank is at 135. The regular belt gives you credit, but not as much credit as the IBO. Yeah, that's a fact. Oh boy, you guys slay me. All right, guys. So Kovalev, battle rifle or unbiased or IBT. I'm gonna put that. I need one of y'all to click in. I need the fourth vote for this discussion. All right, so Kovalev Raider.
Of course, he gets credit. Come on, man. He moved up. He moved up 2 weight classes, dog. Fight at light heavyweight, a top 3 light heavyweight for a belt. How? Come on, dude. If Errol Spence moved up 2 weight classes to fight Triple G, an old dog who's still a champion, is that he's not gonna get credit if he beats Triple G?
Come on, right, he's gonna get credit. He's getting a lot of credit.
Come on, man. He gets credit for beating Mikey Garcia. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
That's true.
I hear you, Raider. I hear you, Guido. This is what you think, bro. He get credit. He get credit for the Kovalev fight, or do he get the heat? Do he deserve it? Did he get over that fight? What you think?
I think he deserves because he go light heavyweight, like Raider said. I agree with him. And also, a lot of people was shitting on Canelo. Like they were saying he was gonna lose to a big Kovalev.
Yeah,
and then when he knocks Kovalev out, right? When he knocks Kovalev out, people were saying it was a fake KO.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it?
I feel
so I understand they say he's not the same Kovalev like before. I understand that. Yeah, but he looks impressive against Anthony Yarde, a young prospect, right? A young contender. Right? Anthony Yarde, right? And he knocks Anthony Yarde out. So is Kovalev still dangerous, no matter what you think about him, you know? Kovalev jab is like a hook in itself. So I'm gonna give a credit to Canelo, you know?
Yeah. All right. That's what's up. IBT just stepped up in the building. IBT, what's good with you, my brother?
Yeah, what's up, D? How we doing, huh? What's up, Raider? What's up, Guido?
What's up, Vampiro?
So what do you think, IBT? I know you've been following the discussion. And of course we've heard Canelo get flack over this Kovalev fight. It was fixed and blah, 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 blah. Whatever the flack, whether it's validity to it or not, do you think on this Kovalev fight, this particular fight, that Canelo deserves the flack he's getting or not?
No. I think this fight, you get credit for it, definitely. He moved up 2 weight classes. He fought a sitting champion. And for people who want to say, like, oh, why didn't he fight Beterbiev? I'm pretty sure he reached out to him initially, and they wanted to do negotiations with him. And if you look at when the fights actually took place, Bostic and Beterbiev had already agreed to unification, so you obviously can't interrupt an already existing contract. And the other 2 fighters are Bivol and Kovalev. And Kovalev clearly has the bigger profile, more proven as well. Not to say that Bivol isn't, just that, you know, Kovalev's been the former unified. Coming off a win, he avenged his loss to the other Alvarez. So, yeah, I think he definitely gets full credit.
Hey, yo, IBT, Vampiro. And what about if he would have made the fight, Canelo would have made the fight with Beterbiev and beat Beterbiev? Let's just say he would have beat him, right? They would have said, oh, well, why didn't he fight Kovalev?
They would have said, who is Beterbiev? Look at how old Beterbiev is.
Exactly.
Who is Beterbiev ever be? I mean, people were getting their tweets, their YouTube video thumbnails ready for Canelo robbery, right? And then he knocked him out, and they changed robbery to fix. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and not only that too, you know, Beterbiev started getting more fame once he beat Bodzik. Before that, he wasn't as popular, you know what I mean? So I know he would never have fought Bodzik. He would have fought Canelo, and if he would have lost to Canelo, they would have been like, "Oh, how come he didn't fight Kovalev instead of this guy?" You know, I know the way the game is, man. It's all good though. You know, you're doing your job when you got a lot of haters. You know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah, and people want to talk about how old Kovalev is, and they have a point to the extent of not that he's old, but that he hasn't really taken care of himself. Right, but he's a sitting world champion. He's the most proven champion, highest profile champion. And if you want to look at the actual just age for age, Beterbiev is only 1 year younger. The only thing is Beterbiev is just he turned pro more recently, right? I want to say in like 2012, around there. So he's not been a pro very long, but it's not like he's not been boxing for a long time.
And I believe too, was it Yard and the other guy that Kovalev fought, weren't they undefeated? Alvarez, when Kovalev beat
Later,
both of those
Alvarez
guys?
was undefeated when he knocked out Kovalev. Yes.
Yeah, and then also Yard too, right?
Yard was also undefeated. Yes.
Yeah, so he came off 2 undefeated wins. I mean, undefeated
And,
fight, 2 wins over undefeated guys, right?
yeah. Both later Alvarez and Anthony Yard were undefeated, and the Anthony. I know some people like to say that he only decided to fight Kovalev after the Anthony Yard fight, but it was Kovalev taking the Anthony Yard fight, and then he wanted the Canelo fight. He chose to take the Yard fight, and I just want to ask you guys: do you think that his things where he says, "Well, I didn't have enough time in camp," do you guys count that against Canelo, or is that just an excuse?
That's, to me, it's just an excuse. I mean, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day with these fighters, when you sign the contract, you take the fight. So it's up to you to get prepared. It's up to you to deal with the guy if he's bigger or stronger. You sign the fight, you take the fight. So anything that's said after the fight's over with, that's just an excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're agreeing to fight on that day. How I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah,
bro.
nobody put a gun in Kovalev head. Nobody put the gun in Kovalev head and say, "Yo, take the fight." He chose that fight.
Right. So you can't in turn at the end, once the fight's over, once you got your ass busted, come back and say, "Well, man, I shouldn't have took the fight." Well, if you shouldn't have took the fight, you shouldn't have signed the papers, you idiot. You idiot.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. You're agreeing to fight on that fucking day. You're agreeing to it. Like, hey, you want to fight on this day? Yeah, I'll fight on this day. And then you lose. Like, I need. What the fuck? Come on. Sorry.
Oh, guys. So, all right. So, to summarize, and for all of you guys that are stepping in late, Soccer Training Club in the building. What's good? He said, D grinding again. Chin Smoke hollering out to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you, Soccer Training Club. So for everybody who's stepping in, I'll rewind and let you guys know what we were doing here today. Canelo Alvarez under fire, because people are talking about his legacy, what he's done. And basically I surmised it to them coming after Canelo for everything he's done from the Islandi Lara point until now. It was 2015, basically, because anything prior to Floyd Mayweather, it always comes up, well, he got beat by Mayweather. So that part of his career was, done with the Mayweather. He went and built himself from Mayweather. So we look at Lara, and we pretty much went around the panel, talked to you guys in the chat, and we talked about each individual fight. And as we look at that in a total, we all decided that he does get no credit for Khan, Kirkland, and Chavez Jr. But coincidentally, for Lara, Cotto, Smith, GGG twice, Fielding, Jacobs, and Kovalev, we give them the thumbs up. So to summarize all of this, basically, and what I'm saying, Saint Britt, what's up with you? He bring it on himself, D. All the stipulations. Yeah, we went through that. I wish you would have been sitting here through the whole thing, Saint Britt. He does bring it on himself. And there are a lot of things to talk about throughout Canelo's career. But that's why I went through this little exercise, because we can talk about those things, but at the end of the day, we got to give him the thumbs up for these fights. And when you say that, when you give him the nod for these fights, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thumbs up versus 3 down, that's a 5+5 differential. In any sport, plus 5 is quite excellent. And so, in summary, I think that an overall Canelo doesn't deserve the amount of flack that he gets. And that's basically what this exercise was about, because he is under fire. And I wanted to sit and discuss some of these things, and for all of us to kind of talk about these fights and what he's been doing along the way, to see if he deserved all of the fire that he's under. And I think in a fair assessment of what we did, at least in this exercise, we could say that the answer is emphatically no. He doesn't deserve all of the fire that he's under. So,
yeah.
Guido, I was going to say, I'll say with that summary, what do you guys think? What do you think, Guido?
And another thing, I don't want to bring this shit into. I don't want to bring politics in this shit. I also feel Canelo, if he's not American, they give him a hard time, you know, as he's Mexican, you know.
Well,
and I feel people don't want to give him the credit he deserves, you know. They just want to shit on him every time he fights somebody.
But that's like, you know, that type of thing when it comes to an ethnic background. I think that all ethnic cultures face that, Guido. Because look at the Japanese fighters not getting the respect they deserve, and a lot of them are very good fighters. You understand? The European, the Eastern European fighters are just coming to a rise because they're starting to get noticed because of names like Lomachenko, but have they not been involved in the sport? And you know, so I think at a certain level, when you look at the ethnic background part of it, I think they all face certain, you know what I mean, at some level. So
yeah.
But still good comment, no doubt. So Raider, the summary on all of this, what do you think, my man? What do you think?
Come back to me.
Okay, so IBT, summarize. I'm pretty sure you remember what I was saying there. What are your thoughts on all of this exercise, and if Canelo deserves the amount of heat that he gets or whatever?
Yeah, I gotta say, D, I think this is a great idea, like a great kind of video to make, get people to recap someone's career, especially an active fighter who many would consider like pound for pound, because a lot of people like to talk about how careers are full of like asterisks, but that's not really taking the full context of the situation. Like when people give him flame for fielding, it's not like he was gonna find another. Like the reason I consider it neutral or positive is because it's not like he was going to fight another champion 3 months after coming off Triple G. I felt like that was a bonus fight. You know what I mean? That felt more like a prize and like, oh, that's one of the fights of the year. Like that was his third fight of the year, I think, or maybe second. But it was late. It was like December, right? So, yeah, I think this is a great idea, and I think that I'd love to see you do this some more because this kind of highlights what, you know, the best fights and the good wins on people's resumes. Like you're talking about both the Triple G. To me, the first Triple G one, the bad thing was the 118, 110, absolutely garbage scorecard. But I think a draw is fair, right? I wouldn't say a robbery. And a lot of people like to look at that scorecard and they call it robbery. But yeah, it's just kind of important to do a little recap on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Get This Smoke said D scoring all messed up. No, it ain't Smoke. I was asking everybody and going fight after fight, and we were getting a summary, and we were taking a vote. So if it was a thumbs up, even if it was like 2 against 1, Smoke, if it was a thumbs up, we would give the fight a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And it's basically just we're not the whole boxing community, Smoke. So it's just a little exercise that I was doing here. And I know that this doesn't represent the whole boxing community, Smoke, but just for what we had here, I just kind of took the votes and, you know, just a fun little exercise, Smoke. So the scoring is legitimate though, fucker. How about that? But no, guys, I agree with it. This is it's just something that we need to do on the level. And I have other ideas, guys. Like I was telling you guys a couple of months ago, I have a lot of things coming to the channel. So the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Daily, it's going to be daily, Monday through Friday. We're going to be doing things like this. For all of you guys that joined the last 2 shows, we were doing top 5 fighters is most affected by the COVID layoff. And then we did, you know, the best fights that we have that's bringing us back to boxing. And now we're just talking about Canelo Alvarez being under fire. But I think that all of the little episodes we had so far was pretty much a success. And I appreciate all of you guys, as usual, joining the panel. And for everybody that's listening, I need 4 on the panel. So
yeah, I love this shit, bro.
I'm back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we're not closing out yet, guys. I was just talking about something, but I do need 4 to join the panel so that we can have these discussions, because we got a lot of great boxing minds that you guys can see from the comment section and the guys that come on the panel. So I think that it's these type of discussions that we need to have without all of the screaming and yelling and the bullshit. That's why I didn't allow El Jefe on. No disrespect to El Jefe, but he brings an element that I don't really want to invite into Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily. It's not going to be about screaming and yelling, debates and boasting. It's going to be about actual boxing discussions. And, you know, maybe we can arrive at some type of logic to what we're saying about these boxers' legacies and careers and what's going on with them. Janet C came in and brought a very valid point out about Canelo being cut after the second GGG fight and then to turn around 3 months later and still take a fight. See, all of these things are not talked about when people assess fighters or they assess certain situations. And discussions like this can bring a lot of those things out because we have multiple minds adding in on the discussion, minds from the chat and guys sitting on the panel. So that's what we're going to do, guys. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily every day, 12 o'clock, man. We're going to be here talking about a new topic. And the only thing that's going to be tough for me is keeping something interesting for us to talk about. But I'm on it. I'm on it, guys, because with sports, there's always something to talk about. You know what I mean? There is always something to talk about. And I think that my little brain can come up with some pretty interesting topics. I do just want to get people ready for one concept. There are going to be some times, because a lot of us are boxing fans, that I'm going to plug in UFC and basketball as well. I'm going to keep it predominantly boxing because as of now, we're a predominantly boxing community. But just to let y'all know, it's called Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. So in the long run, this channel is going to be supporting and content for all three sports, but we're predominantly boxing right now. Yeah, go ahead, my man.
You like baseball too?
I do, Guido, and I was thinking about covering football and baseball and all, but it gets to a point where it's too much. I covered football on this channel earlier on, and I was doing live commentary for finals tennis matches. I was doing all of that, and then it was just too much. So I want to stick to combat sports, boxing and MMA, and then basketball, and then I'm not going to do any more. But I'm going to integrate those two sports into Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily, but slowly. But boxing's always going to be the base, because I believe that's the base of this community. We're a boxing community. You know what I mean?
Yo, D. So check this out. This is the way I look at it. If you're talking about if Canelo is getting flamed from whoever, right? I think Canelo probably has the second best resume in all of boxing right now out of active fighters.
Second to Pacquiao, right?
Yeah, second to Pacquiao. So I mean, if you think about it, you know, some of these dudes giving Canelo flame for his resume or whatever, they still think. I asked them, you know, if he's a Hall of Famer, and they say, yeah, future Hall of Famer. So how are you gonna be a future Hall of Famer and give flack? You know what I'm saying? Like for his resume, he's compared to who? Compared to who other person's resume is Canelo's getting flagged for? That's what I don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what other fighter are you gonna compare or like Canelo's resume to, besides Manny Pacquiao's? Like he shouldn't get no flag. I mean, he should get flagged maybe for certain fights or whatever you guys want. But as far as his career, like nah, I don't think so.
I agree with that.
Hey, hold
Canelo
on.
got the best resume besides Manny Pacquiao.
Hold on, real quick, Guido. Hey, Smoke. Smoke, you always in here early, dog. Click the link next show, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the next show. So click the link and your vote is going to hold full weight.
Let me explain what he's trying to say. Remember when you guys did the Rocky Fielding and three people said sideways, and then D, you said, well, I'm going to tie break it, thumbs up, right? I'm trying to tell him that the sideways votes are essentially, you don't lose credit, you don't gain credit. There's just no, like, nothing, right?
Right.
Like, so you're saying that one thumbs up equals net gain, and he's saying that it's supposed to be a tie, but I think he's kind of just on a different page with it.
Okay, so okay. I got you, Smoke. All right, so guys, we're gonna have a correction on the account of Smoke. Everyone, Atlas Lion in the building. What's up? I'm doing this for you, Smoke. This is a shout out to get this Smoke. Hold up, where you at, Smoke? All right, all votes don't hold the same weight. So, guys, I gave it 8 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down. We're gonna change that. On the account of Smoke, we get 7 thumbs up, 3 thumbs down, and it was a 3-1 vote. So that vote on Fielding was just no credit given, no credit taken. How about that, Smoke? Even still, in summary, it's the same. You motherfucker, you.
He's saying it's a majority draw.
Yeah, he's saying it's a majority draw.
How about that, folks? Now your vote is even, but it's still the same case because it's still 7-3 with 1 fight. Come on, folks.
Maybe we should go look at Tank's resume and Charles.
Hey, guys,
I can do that if you want.
But check this out, guys. What do you guys think about this? And in the chat, you guys can. I think because it's a community, it's a family thing, right?
Hey, you know what we should do? I heard somewhere, the Zone versus PBC fighters. Well, their fights. I think the Zone's like 14-2. I read somewhere.
Right. Oh well, listen up.
But I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to say
No,
something.
that Bob Arum fighters versus Al fighters.
Check it out. I want to get your ideas on this first. Then we can talk about some of that, and in the chat too. I was thinking about just putting in the community posts like 4 ideas of things to talk about, and then let you guys vote on it. And then so those would be like the next shows. You know what I mean? So like Raider just had that idea, and I think Guido had an idea. So we could post those ideas in the community post, and whichever one wins the most, then we'll talk about that on the next show. What y'all think about that?
Sounds good, man. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that way it's what we all want to talk about. I mean, at least it's an idea. It's some, because we get 30-40% votes. At least it's more than one person that's involved that's going to want to talk about that. And like I said, I'll put the ideas up. And I mean, Raider, you got me on Twitter. You get me in the DM. If you guys have ideas, y'all get me in the DM. I might post some of those ideas as one of the 4 options. You know what I mean? Hell, it may be some weeks where I have no options. All of the options come from you guys, but at least this is something that we can depend on and we can do every day, because sometimes it's not even anyone on. Julia scared me today, Ring IQ. I was like, God damn it, this son of a bitch is on again, because I'm not trying to go live when that bastard is live. Yeah, a lot of the same subs, but he having like 200, 300 people on it. I'm like, God damn it, he live again. What the fuck? And then I looked up and it was like 11:52 and he had cut it short. I was like, my man. Because I know it's going to start at 12. I'm going to start at 12, guys, every day. We're going to have this at 12 every day. Boxing Monster. Boxing Monster said, I hate that idea. Oh, shit, Boxing Monster. All right, guys. So, Guido, give me some closing thoughts, fam.
What happened?
I say, give me some closing thoughts. It's show closing thoughts. Guido is on you.
I just want to appreciate you always, for having me on your chat, I really appreciate all of y'all for chopping it up and breaking it down,
Yeah, no doubt, bro. That's what we're here for. And you all.
Hey, yo, and Bo, don't forget Punch John Boxing tonight. Get your drinks, you heard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We be lit like that,
Yeah,
boxing like we do here.
I'm gonna have a good boxing match. I'm gonna have good fights. UFC match, Guido. You see that? Let me see.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, that's.
Damn, bro, you be smoking that good shit, huh?
That's right. Y'all see that?
I need you to do that tonight too.
Look at that weak ass nug.
Yeah, what else?
Those of you don't know no Punch on Boxing, man, y'all gotta check it out.
Yeah,
y'all gotta check out my brother's channel.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll check it out. But put the link in the chat, Guido. Put it in the chat.
I don't know how to really do that. Damn.
Oh, you go to your brother's channel on YouTube and you hit share, right? It's a little box. You copy, and then you just put that in the chat. Paste it in the chat. That's it. Really.
Ah,
All right, bro.
ah.
So IBT, my man, 20 grand. Give me some closing thoughts, bro.
Yeah, man, this is honestly a great idea, D. I'm really good content coming out recently. I saw your video about which fights should we see and stuff, and that's just the kind of content I like to see in my subscription box. So keep it up. I'm really digging it. And if you want to do this again with another fighter, I got a couple guys who have already got their resumes broken down into rankings and who they beat and stuff. I got AJ Wilder, Santa Cruz, Inoue, Jose Ramirez, Gervonta Davis. So just let me know. I can send you.
On those episodes, you can be my co-host on those episodes, which we'll just invite 2 more people on the panel, but it's only going to be 4 on the panel on these shows. So we could do that. Just get with me. And I mean, that makes it easier to run the show because you already done research. So that's excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, just great ideas, man. Good live. Thank you for having me on, even though I just jumped on at the end. And yeah, I love this, man.
You're always welcome, and I appreciate you coming on. Reality Voice in the building. What's up, fam? So always welcome, IBT. Thanks, my man. All right, Raider from LA. Give me some closing thoughts, brother, man.
Hey, what's up, man? So yeah, just thank you for having me on. And what's up to everybody on the chat and on the panel, IB Vampiro and everybody, Guido. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a good idea if we break down maybe like the last 10 big fights that the zone fighter against a PBC fighter and see what the record is. You know, I think that'll be a good little debate. But yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, Raider. I appreciate you coming on, fam. You know, you're always welcome, my man.
All right. Gracias. Later, guys.
All right, guys. So, you know, that's how it goes. Great show, man. I appreciate these guys coming on the chat, on the panel, to join me, giving their thoughts, and it's always open for you guys. God bless you too, Guido. Thank you, brother. It's always open, and guys, it's really to a point where it's first come, first serve. I'm going to put the link in the channel. In the chat, unless I have like a co-host. Peace out, Andre. Unless I have a co-host like when IBT and I do a certain show, still is going to be the first 2 that click that link. And you know, I'm not going to play any preferences or anything like that. I just want everybody, this is Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. So everybody gets a chance to speak their mind. You know what I mean? And I've always had this platform open like that. But I think for Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily, we need to keep that platform open. I think I used to myself go to a lot of lives. And thanks, Tim. I appreciate that. And I didn't like that it wasn't as interactive. I wanted to be heard a little more. I wanted, you know, my thoughts. That's why I try to kind of keep up with some of the things you guys say in the chat as well. Not if y'all going back and forth with each other or saluting people coming in. I skip a lot of those comments. But if you guys are saying something relevant to the conversation or the topic, you know, I try to post those up on the screen or, you know, have the panel comment on that. Monkey asked a question and we kind of answered that question. So I think that interactive feel is what makes this Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily special, because sometimes we get lost in translation. When I get 6 guys on the panel and we going back and forth, I miss all kind of comments. I want to keep this show as interactive as possible. You guys got to realize too, as we grow and it's 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, 200 people in the chat, of course, we're not going to be as interactive as we could be. You know, things will change at that point. 1, 2, kid, just for a second, I'm gonna let you come up and sorry, I'm getting ready to shut it down, but yeah, come on through right quick, brother. But we're not gonna be as interactive as we could be. But you know, all of that is a part of growing. We can't really respond to 1,000 people if it's 1,000 people in the chat, because we'll be on here for 24 hours. So we got to kind of keep that in perspective. But I want to just engage with you guys as much as possible. And anybody who wants to get up here and give their thoughts on the day, that day's topics, feel free to click that link. Just know that I'm going to keep it to 4 during Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily, because it's a discussion. It's not a debate. We're not going to have any of that foolery on that daily show. So what's up, 1 2 Kid? What's good with you, fam?
What's good, man? I just want to holler at you, like off the live.
Oh, all right. Well, stay
Right, cool.
on. I'm getting ready to shut this down. Eric Ferdinand, you late, Eric. You done fucked up. You excluded. You
Shout out to the chat though.
No more. No, I'm playing, Eric. Now we get ready to close it down, Eric. Yeah. So great live, guys. Really appreciate everybody giving your thoughts in the chat and everybody that joined me on the panel. Another successful Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily. Canelo under fire, but we'll come to the conclusion altogether that, you know, maybe he's getting a little too much flack. So y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.